Welcome back to our channel. If you're intrigued by mystical predictions and mysterious events, you're in for a treat. Padre Pio, a renowned saint known for his stigmata and spiritual insights, is famous for a chilling prophecy that continues to fascinate and worry people around the world. And now, you'll be amazed by what Padre Pio has predicted for 2024. Why is this prophecy considered so frightening? Stick with us as we unravel the details of this ominous forecast. First, let's dive into the life of Padre Pio. Born Francesco Forgiani on May 25, 1887, in the small Italian village of Pietrasena, he came from a devout peasant family. His parents, Grazio Mario Forgiani and Maria Giuseppa di Nunzio, were deeply religious, attending Mass daily, praying the Rosary every night, and observing holy fasts. Despite their lack of formal education, they passed on Bible stories and religious traditions to their children, including celebrating the feast days of saints. As a child, Francesco faced several health challenges, including severe gastroenteritis at age 6 and typhoid fever at age 10. Despite these struggles, he began experiencing visions and spiritual ecstasies early on, which strengthened his resolve to devote his life to religious service. At 10, he started working on the family farm, tending to their sheep. This period was crucial in shaping his work ethic and commitment. At 15, a Capuchin monk visiting his area inspired him to pursue a life as a friar. Francesco needed better education before joining the Capuchin order. His father moved to the United States to work and pay for Francesco's private tutoring. After completing his studies, Francesco joined the Capuchin friars on January 6, 1903, at Morcone. He took the Franciscan habit and the name Frapillo, inspired by Pope Pius. He spent most of his religious life at the San Giovanni Rotondo convent. In 1918, Francesco received the stigmata, wound similar to Christ's, which attracted much attention. The Vatican investigated these events, and despite some restrictions, Padre Pio's fame grew. People came to see him for his holiness and the miracles he was believed to perform. He founded the Casa Solivo della Sofferenza, a hospital near the convent, showing his commitment to both spiritual and physical healing. Padre Pio's strong faith and work brought comfort to many, and his life was a journey of overcoming personal struggles and experiencing profound spiritual events. Francesco's religious training began at age 17 when he joined the friary of St. Francis of Assisi in Umbria. During his studies, he faced various health issues like loss of appetite, insomnia, fatigue, migraines, and frequent vomiting, restricting his diet to mainly milk and cheese. Despite these problems, this period was marked by mysterious events, including episodes of ecstasy and even levitation. In 1905, he moved to a mountain convent hoping for better health, but his condition persisted. He made his solemn profession in 1907 and was ordained a priest in 1910 by Archbishop Pallasinosi in Benevento. Although his health remained poor, he continued living with his family in Pietrasena and in 1916, wrote mystical letters to his spiritual leaders despite his frail health. Padre Pio returned to community life at Our Lady of Grace Capuchin Friary in San Giovanni Rotondo, where he lived until his death, except for a short period of military service during World War I. If you enjoy our content and want to support us, click the Super Thanks button below. Your Super Thanks is not just a donation, it's a blessing that helps us share the journey of Jesus. Padre Pio's spiritual life deepened over time. He emphasized the importance of the Rosary, regular confession, meditation, and self-examination. His famous advice, pray, hope, and don't worry, reflects his approach to both spiritual and everyday challenges. His reputation as a saint grew, especially after he began showing signs of stigmata in 1918. This drew many people seeking his advice, confession, and to witness his spiritual gifts. People believed he had remarkable abilities like healing, prophecy, and even levitation. After World War I, as people were rebuilding their lives, Padre Pio's presence and words provided comfort and hope. He became a spiritual counselor, advocating for weekly confession and daily communion, with followers from around the world seeking his guidance. His family played an important role in his life. After his mother passed away near the convent, he moved in with his father and brother. Besides his spiritual duties, Padre Pio also helped those in need. By 1925, he had converted an old convent into a clinic, which later became Casa Sollievo della Sofferenza, a hospital that opened in 1956. This project was mainly funded by global donations, including support from the United Nations Relief and Rehabilitation Administration. Initially managed by Padre Pio, he later handed it over to the Holy See with only supervisory oversight, following Pope Pius XI's special dispensation from his vow of poverty. Padre Pio's death on September 23, 1968, marked the end of a life devoted to faith and extraordinary experiences. Despite his declining health in the 1960s, he remained dedicated to his spiritual duties. His last public appearance was on September 22, 1968, when he celebrated Mass for the 50th anniversary of the Stigmata, drawing many pilgrims and television viewers. During the Mass, he looked frail, and by the end, he was so weak he nearly fainted. The next morning, September 23, he made his final confession, reaffirmed his Franciscan vows, and repeated the names of Jesus and Mary while holding his rosary. He passed away quietly in his cell at the monastery of Our Lady of Grace in San Giovanni Rotondo. His close friends noticed his peaceful end. Before Padre Pio's death, the stigmata, wounds that had been visible on his body for 50 years, mysteriously disappeared. After his death, a doctor confirmed there were no signs or scars from the stigmata. To honor his extraordinary life, Padre Pio's remains were placed in a coffin and laid to rest in the church of his monastery. Thousands of pilgrims came from all over to pay their respects. The funeral on September 26 drew around 100,000 people, highlighting his profound impact on many lives. After a solemn procession in San Giovanni Rotondo, he was buried in the crypt of the Church of Our Lady of Grace. Padre Pio, an esteemed Italian priest known for his stigmata, was also linked to various mystical experiences and prophecies, including the controversial prophecy of. The letters aren't just messages, they're seen as divine warnings urging us to repent and stay spiritually alert for the tough times ahead. One letter, supposedly from Jesus to Padre Pio, carries an urgent, apocalyptic message, much like biblical prophecies. It warns of a great tribulation, comparing it to the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, and foresees imminent divine judgment that can't be avoided. Jesus, speaking through Padre Pio, expresses a deep desire to show his immense love, but also delivers a stark warning. My son, I have longed for this moment to show you my great love. Pray and make amends. Encourage others to do the same because the time is near. I will visit my unfaithful people who have ignored my grace. This letter urges everyone to stay devoted in prayer and prepare for sudden divine judgment. It warns that no one will escape this scrutiny and emphasizes the need for constant spiritual readiness. Jesus advises observing the sun, moon, and stars for signs of disturbances as a way to recognize that the end is near. The letter vividly describes people joyfully rushing towards their doom, oblivious to the danger ahead. This imagery serves as a powerful reminder to heed divine warnings and live according to God's will. Jesus stresses the importance of earnest prayer, making amends, and practicing self-discipline, as these are crucial for saving souls and engaging in spiritual warfare. It concludes with a severe warning about the coming judgment, which will be swift and merciless. For believers, these letters are a call to deepen their faith and focus not only on personal sanctity, but also on helping others spiritually. Padre Pio's guidance for the 3 days of darkness. Padre Pio's guidance is crucial for the year 2024, especially regarding the 3 days of darkness, a prophetic event that will test humanity's faith. He advises taking specific precautions to navigate this challenging time. Padre Pio emphasizes staying indoors, as the outside world will be dangerous. This period of seclusion is meant to be both a physical safety measure and a spiritual retreat. Cover all windows completely to block out light and avoid looking outside, as witnessing what happens outside is discouraged. One key difference in the predictions about the 3 days of darkness is the timing. Some say it will happen on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, which aligns with the Holy Triduum in Christianity that marks Jesus' passion, death, and resurrection. Another variation is the use of sacramentals. While all versions agree that only blessed candles should be used for light during this darkness, some also suggest using holy water to protect against evil. The blessed candles are often thought to need to be made of beeswax and blessed by a Catholic priest. There's also a belief that these candles won't light up for those who don't have faith, serving as a test. Prayer is a central part of all accounts, with recommendations to use the rosary and perform spiritual acts. Some sources also suggest reading spiritual books and doing acts of penance to stay focused. Instructions for caring for animals during these days vary too. Some mystics recommend providing food and water before the darkness begins, emphasizing the importance of caring for all of God's creation. Signs that the darkness is coming include an unusually cold night and changes in the sun, moon, and stars. Recognizing these signs is said to be important for preparing for the events. Do you believe this prediction? Let us know in the comments. If you like our content and want to support us, click the Super Thanks button below. Your support helps us share the message of Jesus. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. For more videos, check out the ones on the screen or visit our channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time.